Welcome everybody back to another Dave Lowe's Wrestling live stream. I'm your host, David Lee. Well, time for another Friday. I know I might be moving the show back to Saturdays or possibly later on Fridays. None of my schedule has changed. But today, definitely doing it now on Friday at the usual time because I got plans for tomorrow. Okay, hey, King Bear, welcome. Thank you to everybody coming in, letting everybody stream in. There's everybody. All right, going to Colorado. Have fun in Colorado, Aaron K. Never been myself, but it sounds like it's good. It sounds like a good place. Communities in Colorado, fictional town of Greendale. Hey, Nathan Norman. What's up, my man? Hey, how's it going? Usually I'm a bit late for these live streams. Well, not today, Zach Rowe. Don't worry, I've been playing around with the times. Like I said, guys, let me know. So I'm never first. That's okay, Raymond S. You're here, and that's what's important. If there is a time that works out better for you guys, let me know. Because, as I said, my schedule is a little freer now, so I might be able to shift around and play with times a little bit more. Greetings, Luna Corva. How you doing? Good seeing you. Okay, so 3 thumbs up right away. I like it. Thank you. I'm going to see Dodgers against the Rockies. Baseball. All right. Who you rooting for? What up, Unamanda? Hey, Joshua. Hey, what's going on? What up? Says Grim Tim to the Know-It-All Nation. What up into the Know-It-All Nation, indeed. And what's up to you, Grim Tim? Rio, I have never been to one of your live streams. Well, you have now. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed. Dodger fan. Okay. Former Brooklyn team. Okay. So, sounds good to me. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself. Dave, what do you think if the Johnny Mundo Tanya wedding angle in Lucha Underground? I hate wedding angles. I think they're so dumb for wrestling. I know some people like it, and Liz and Macho was great, but as a whole, yeah. I've just never been a wedding guy for wrestling or sitcoms either. I don't get why they're a thing. Hi, Dave. What's your favorite NFL team? Not a football fan, I'll be honest. So, my thing about weddings is real life weddings are stressful and they can be fun. But when we watch them, like something always has to happen. Either the two of them don't say I do and somebody else does, or nothing happens. It's always way bigger than it's supposed to be. Cena will fight Owens in the Super Showdown. That's going to be a great match. Yeah, I like those. I think they work together well. Aside from the flaming zombie chihuahua attached to... Well, thank you. Well, Luna, I'm sorry to hear about that. I don't know what I don't know what the solution is to that. But I hope you find it. Cheesy. Yeah, I'm just not a wedding dude. Like it's just especially I think that all my major party friends that have gotten married, I think there's maybe 2 weddings left I have to go to for a while, and I think I'm good. And I don't even know when those are around, so I think I'm good for a while. They played Macho's Pomp and Circumstance when Johnny giving the best. Well, of course. What is your favorite horror movie? Well, okay, you're picking all my areas. I'm not the biggest horror guy, but I don't hate horror. I don't hate all horror movies. I know there's an answer. I'm just not thinking of it. I mean, I like Zombieland a lot. I know that's more of a comedy, though. I think Lucha Underground is probably going to do something fun with the concept. They're self-aware. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Their over-the-top self-awareness does lend to it. It's to help, but it's just, yeah, I just think it's weird. But, I guess you kind of have to if you're, Lucha Underground. Hey, Double A, the man. If you need graphic design work, go to Double A, because he's the man. And also check out his YouTube channel, because he actually shows you how he does all the great stuff he does. The Chuck Palumbo and Billy Gunn wedding was good, especially with Eric Bischoff revealed. Okay, I mean, yeah, the Bischoff reveal was pretty cool, but I just think it's strange. Who gets married in a wrestling ring? Why does it happen as often as it does? And it's fine. Oatmeal gets rid of them real easily. Zombie Chihuahuas don't like fiber. Got it. It is WrestleManiac. Oh, well, I have seen I've seen parts of WrestleManiac. Not going to get into why. Have you watched WOS Wrestling yet? No, I have yet to find out how I can. I definitely am interested because I've heard such great things from all these really good wrestling fans out there saying that it's always been great. So I definitely need to check it out. I'm also gonna go to a swap meet in Colorado. Interesting. Hope you get something good there. What is your favorite TV show right now? I guess by default it's The Simpsons. I understand The Simpsons now is not the same as it used to be, but because I'm considering its entire legacy, I'm just going to say it's because it's like my favorite show ever. So I continually say that, even though right at this moment, no, but because of its pantheon, I'm gonna throw it up there. Who's your prediction to win G1 B block and the entire tournament? That's a good question, and we might as well get into it. It's a tough call. I've been saying this for a while, and I might as well say it now that the G1 is over. The G1 episode is out. I was trying to stave off for this, but my pick for the whole thing, and I have mentioned it kind of a little bit, but my pick for the whole thing has been Tanahashi from the get. I know a lot of people were expecting Jay White, and I think The Simpsons is still great. Yeah, it's still really good. It's just not as good. No, I'm Cody. I'm a Simpsons guy all the way. What's your favorite win tournament? The Test and Triple H wedding angle wasn't bad either. Definitely not a fan. I went to myself personally. I went to SmackDown and it was more awesome. Samoa Joe and heel Nakamura, nice. Well, Married in the Ring does kind of make sense if they're selling the fact that the sports is such a. No, I mean, okay, yeah, there's precedence for it. I guess why not have babies born in the ring while we're at it? No, don't do that. I'm kidding. ITV. That runs OSW has a streaming service, but you need an UK address. Yeah. See, that's the thing. South Park is still the same as it was back then. Yeah, see, I like South Park. I respect South Park. I will watch it if someone puts it on, but for some reason I never seek it out. Saying Ibushi wins Block B later, Dave. Oh, hey, late day. Hey, Arthur, are you saying later or are you just saying you're late? Either way, what's up, Arthur? My pick is Ibushi. Okay, hey, Dave. Have you seen the Angry video game? I have seen him, yes. I've never really liked Family. See, Zach, I'm the same way. I've always thought American Dad was better, and I agree with that sentiment, especially since Soren Bowie, I believe, is now writing on American Dad. That kind of helps. But that's just me. Dave, do you think WWE will host any tourney matches after NJPW and TNA talent raids? I do now. That's a good point. Dave, would you have your own wrestling name if you could pick? You're late. Oh, I'm late. Oh, I'm late by 5 minutes. Yes. I'm late. Oh, well, you need to use your words there, Arthur. I'm not a mind reader. Okay, but as for your question for let me go back to the answer to the G1. Tanahashi. So I think Tanahashi's winning the whole thing. Block B. I feel like they would save off Kenny Omega for Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think Kenny Omega is going to win Block B or the tournament. I know some people think there is, and there is some precedence to the idea that finally, again, because it's been a really long time since we had as you guys have seen my G1 history video, it's been a while since we had an IWGP Heavyweight Champion win the G1. And don't get me wrong, Kenny Omega is white hot right now, so it might be pretty cool if he gets to do that. But I don't think he will, and I have several reasons for that. What do you think of Ren and Stimpy's wrestling episode? I have vague memories of it. I definitely need to rewatch it. I think Family Guy crossed the line from straight up unpleasant. Yeah, I've never really been a Family Guy kind of fan. So, what about Tag Team Tournament in WWE? That's a possibility. You should go all in, Dave. I want to. But I can't. The wrestling company I currently work for is doing a show that day, so I won't be able to. My picks of Bushi to win the entire thing. Okay, hey Dave, I think Pete Dunne should be the next Paul Heyman advocate. That'd be cool. I think if Dunne comes to the main roster, it should be Hungry for the Belts. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Okay, so let's go into it. So focusing on the G1, because let me finally answer this. Okay, so Kenny Omega, I don't think is going to win because, and a similar reason as Kota Ibushi. Apparently, Kenny Omega is going to be entering up for contract negotiations soon, and there's rumors saying that WWE is really going to try and poach a lot of talent, therefore keeping them out of the MSG Supercard show. This is coming not all in the upcoming MSG Madison Square Garden Supercard show. So with that being said, I think Kenny Omega, I think they have a lot of confidence in him, but I don't know how hard they're gonna push him, give him the honor of being IWGP champion and winning the G1, knowing that it's the second half of the year and he might not be around for the next. I'm not saying that he is or he isn't, but I've been under the impression WWE is going to try to make some sort of play, therefore undermining the fact that during WrestleMania weekend, competing with TakeOver, the MSG Supercard show is going to be a pretty high spectacle. It's already killed it in the tickets, and so I think WWE is going to make a play for Kenny Omega. So I think if you're going to do something like that, you wait till next year for Kenny, if at all, if you ever do that. And plus, does Kenny actually need it? I understand that he has a lot of momentum, and I'm not that guy that says, oh, if they don't need it, don't push him. No, push the guy who deserves it. But I'm not 100% sure. Versus Wrestling Regret and the Steel. Hey, me and Zane are boys. That wouldn't happen. TJ Fritz, yes. Bob's Burger is great. Stop watching when they didn't keep Brian. Oh, the dog. How about Kenny Omega to Mars and then get the guy that wrote Jim Cornette about it? I'm not okay. So yeah, sorry, I'm kind of keeping up. You liked Brian? Oh, the dog. I can't see Omega leaving this year, and I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying I don't think he will leave. I don't think he's going anywhere. But I think you need to have 100% confirmation because. Like, Okada, I'm pretty sure isn't going anywhere. No, he doesn't have the title, and yeah, eventually his contract will run up. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. They're advertising Okada for the Supercard and MSG. Why? Because they know he's not going anywhere. They're not advertising Kenny Omega yet for the MSG show because they don't know that they will. Not saying that he is. It's just they haven't entered that round of contract negotiations yet. I think once they will, whenever that happens, and Kenny Omega makes it very clear that he's willing to stay, then you change things up. Honestly, Kenny Omega has made it pretty clear that he has no respect or interest in WWE. Yeah, but a lot of people have done the same exact thing, and when push comes to shove, they changed their tune. Money talks. And also, he did appear with Xavier Woods for that video game thing. I understand that's not, the same thing as wrestling, but people change their mind. And plus, a lot of times, you got to remember, wrestling is an act. You never know how to take them seriously. Right after WWE Wrestle Kingdom 13, if I remember right. Yeah, so it's not in time. So the Supercard show is going to happen WrestleMania weekend, which is in March. So they don't. So like that show, MSG, I don't think Vince would allow him to use his private playground. Well, they did. Nathan Norman, Madison Square Garden Supercard show for Ring of Honor New Japan has happened, and the seats, if I'm not mistaken, have sold out already. Did you see that? Later, type into YouTube. Jim Cornette Mars. Okay. WWE offer a contract that he can't refuse. They'll offer him a contract. I don't know if he'll refuse it or not, but they will offer him a contract. If not, working on one already. Let's stop watching Family Guy. Okay. My thoughts on New Japan perspective is that they want to make Okada's successor look dominant as his predecessor. Well, here's my thing. Okada is... I think you're right, but... Okada is definitely not done, so we don't have to worry about that. Dave, what's your opinion on wrestlers who get crappy gimmick makeovers to top stars from other promotions? It depends on how bad the gimmick is. Eugene is, I thought that was career suicide for Nick Dinsmore. He cannot be utilized anywhere else ever again. But if you're like doing the clown where nobody sees your face, yeah, sure. If you were Matt Bloom, yeah, go out, other than super wrestling nerds, or who's going to know that? What's your favorite New Japan match? Okada Tanahashi, one of them probably. I don't know. I can't specify which one. WWE wants Kenny so no one else could have them. Yeah, Vince has a deal in place to run the show. On the same day, MSG are obligated to give it to him. Vince has a deal with the place if he wants to run show. Well, it seems locked already, and after they sold tickets, I can't see them stopping him. I can't see Vince stopping it. Sick and tired of WWE trying to utilize old guys to try and get ratings. Triple H, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar, and more. They should make new stars. Well, I agree. Or push the new stars that they have. Yeah. WWE is notorious for it. But, okay, so here's the thing. So that's why I don't think Kenny Omega's out. Once again, I don't think Kenny Omega's going anywhere. I think he is re-signing. But because because they don't know that he's going to be around next year for sure, I think they might not give him the honor of being IWGP champion and winning the G1. Next up, most obvious candidate is Tetsuya Naito. Now, Tetsuya Naito, this would be his third win. I don't think he's getting 3. I think they tried the Naito experiment twice now. He's good. People like him. They like him more than they did the first time he won the G1. I'll tell you that much. Or, in my opinion, it's his current push is working way better. Last year he got the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, but at the same hand, I don't think he's getting 3. I think if he gets there, it's going to be later on down the line. But he is not that guy. He is not that guy to win 3, especially when you realize that winning 3 is not common. Most wrestlers don't win 3. However, but with that being said, while most wrestlers don't win 3, I do think he's winning the B block. I don't think he's winning the tournament, but I do think he's winning the B block. So, for that regard, let's just put it this way. Masahiro Chono has won over 3. Tenzin has won over 3, and that's it. We're not really looking at a whole lot of guys who have won 3, and so I don't think Tetsuya Naito, at least not at this stage of his career, he's going to be that guy. And that's my thing about Kenny Omega and Tetsuya Naito, the two guys. Why I think they're not going to, they're not going to move on to the next level is just because they both would be getting a huge honor, something that doesn't happen very often. What about Hurricane? The Hurricane's a rough sell. I like the Hurricane a lot, but yeah, but we knew it was a Hurricane, so that's kind of rough. Completely off topic. Do you know of any current wrestlers of Arab origins other than Sami Zayn? Off the top of my head, no. But I haven't thought about it. But yeah, so that's kind of that's kind of my thing. It's unless you mean current roster, because of course there's the Iron Sheik. But so yeah, Dave, do you have any other wrestling tournament style pay-per-views other than King of the Ring? There's Mae Young Classic, Cruiserweight Classic. I don't know if you count those. Tanahashi versus Naito or Okada versus Omega. Tanahashi Naito. But so those two guys I don't think are getting to win it. I do think Naito's making it to B block though. I think that's kind of cool. Last year's winner being in the finals. But next up, a lot of people mentioned Kota Ibushi. Now again, just like Kenny Omega, I have to say Kota Ibushi now has something in common with him too. The reason why I don't think Kota Ibushi is winning is, last I checked, Kota Ibushi is not technically signed in New Japan. I don't think they're going to push a guy who's not signed. I just don't see it happening. I don't think he's going to win the B block, and I don't think he's going to win the tournament. I'm a big Kota Ibushi fan. I just don't see it happening. And the one thing, so yeah, who would be the mutants of the DC universe? Interesting question. All the people they just call metahumans. Does Ultimo Drago still wrestle? I haven't checked in a while, but last I checked, he was very barely wrestling. But I haven't checked in a very long time, so so who knows if that counts. They were built from Iran. If Omega signs, he will be told creative have nothing to do for him. Yeah, no, that's pretty true. My prediction is Kota Ibushi. So yeah, that's my biggest thing about Kota Ibushi. I like Kota. Hey, Andy JT Aaron, my man, what's up, Andy JT Aaron? Now, so here's my thing. So that's why I don't think Kota Ibushi won, because last I checked, he is a free agent and he's not actually signed. Unless this is what they bring him. Is also most statistically likely to win the tournament with a 50% chance. Ultimo wrestles sporadically. Okay, yeah, that was the last I checked he was doing, and yeah, it seems like he still is. Oh, he still works for All Japan. No kidding. But not like full time. I think Naito is probably more likely than anyone else to win the tournament besides maybe Jay White. But I think it's way too early for Jay White. I know a lot of people are high on Jay White right now, but I think he's still green. And plus, here's the other thing. Jay White, now, not to bring up if you could wrestle anywhere and anyone in history, where would you wrestle and who would you face? Wow, that's a tough question. Bret Hart, maybe? Where? The Garden? You heard Seth Rollins knows Kung Fu now. I'm over Carmella and Alexa Bliss as champions. These are not the... Yeah, well... See, I don't think it's politics. People have a problem with Carmella and Alexa Bliss, and people think it's because they're, pretty girls or whatever, or because they're, blonde girls or whatever. I don't think that's the reason. Alexa Bliss has been killing on... Dave, would you ever consider making your own promotion? I consider about it, but yeah, I don't. Realistically, no, I don't consider it. But yeah, Jay's an incredible heel, but it still stood too for him. But not only that, not to bring up racing, but the thing about it is, let's talk about presence. Let's talk about how big, how important. Hey, IR Monkey! Dave coming all the way, riding a forklift. Nice. Monkey coming all the way live from the forklift. Here's the thing. Kenny Omega was the first non-Japanese wrestler to win the G1. We just had him win. You're telling me Jay White's going to be the second already, and this early in his career, and that soon after Kenny Omega? See, that is what I don't see. Tana is past. I know Tanahashi is past his prime. I don't think they want to do Okada versus Omega 5 so early. It's too early. I thought it was too early for them to do a lot of these Okada Omega matches. I thought they should have let him breathe. It's too early for Jay. You made your point on the Golden Lovers. Yeah. Now here's my thing about Kenny. But here's my other thing about Tanahashi. Yeah, I agree. He's too old. I understand. Well, he's not too old, but he's banged up a lot. Someone says Jay White is a little overrated. I hear you on that. Hey, Davion, what's up, my man? He's getting pushed a little harder. Let me just wrap this up about the G1, and then I'll go on to Alexa Bliss. Andy JT Aaron is kind of acting played out, writing perspective. Okay, yeah, let me go. I'll get back to that, but just let me wrap this up about G1. So the thing about Tanahashi, the reason why I think Tanahashi's winning is because in his illustrious career and everything he's done with New Japan, does he deserve to be one of those guys to get 3? Absolutely, yes, he does. Furthermore than that, they don't want to do Kenny Omega and Okada again. I don't think at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think they want to do that again. And if that's the case, who is the logical choice to face Kenny Omega as the next stepping stone? As you said, as it was said earlier, trying to make Kenny Omega as dominant or as impressive of a champion as Okada. Well, who's the next milestone? Who is the guy that helped Okada, not this last title run, but originally his first title run earlier in his career after he won his first G1? Who is the guy who really helped get Kenny Okada, Kazuchika Okada over? That was Tanahashi. Tanahashi and Okada really worked together. His matches with Tanahashi got Okada over when he was originally seen as a young upstart. So Tanahashi, fine. Kenny Omega's already over, but a great next logical pivotal feud to really help cement his legacy is Kenny Omega defeating Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. That's how I see it. So, Ravi, yes. So, Tanahashi, that's my answer. So, yeah, I agree that he might be a little past his prime. He might not be too old, but he's up in years, and that might be affecting things. But still, I would say Tanahashi for those reasons. The legend words of Lex Luger, I don't know. I want to see Paulie ditch Brock Lesnar again. Who do you think is the best prospect in the wrestling business? Best prospect, and also think Bliss and Carmella rather be booed because of their pressure. Okay, let's get into the Alexa Bliss and Carmella thing. Who do you want to see face Kenny at next? Tanahashi next. The next pay-per-view? I don't know, Naito. It's going to be a flop day. The next pay-per-view, I don't know. It depends on what happens in G1. What match would you recommend? Demon Lingo, Eddie Guerrero, any of them. They took too long with Ziggler. Okay, so yes. So Kota has 10 points, Kenny Omega and Naito have 12, and Tanahashi has 14. Well, yeah, they're in different blocks, though, so that's also something to keep in mind. Tanahashi getting block A, I think, is a lock. He may be stepping in the role of Tenzin Nagata very soon after. Yeah, maybe. What was the point of the light heavyweight championship? WWE was very jealous of the success that the cruiserweights were having in WCW. Okay, so finally, let me get to Alexa Bliss and Carmella. So here's the thing. People complain that they're getting shoved down our throats, and I think it was too soon for Alexa to get the belt back. And Carmella has been a disappointing champion. I know. I totally agree. But I don't think they're getting pushed just because they're pretty girls. I think Alexa's getting pushed because of her heel game and because the Nia Jax payoff wasn't working for Rousey. I think they put it back on Alexa for a quick minute just so they could have her dump it to Rousey. She's the most obvious choice to get Ronda over because she's so good with her heel work. So that's one. Two, the other thing that I think is important to remember is for Carmella is that she was the right choice to win Money in the Bank. Not the way it happened, but she was the right choice. Why? Because she needed the push the most. Out of everybody in there, if she won Money in the Bank, well, I don't agree with it. Carmella won the Money in the Bank because it got her to the next level. It did push her stock. Can she wrestle as good as Becky Lynch? Absolutely not. Is she as good of at her character work as Alexa Bliss? Absolutely not. But she was the logical choice. Now, when it comes to Money in the Bank, you give it to someone that you think could use the push and see if they can rise up to the occasion. And if they can't, which some people can't, like Baron Corbin, you can always abort. That's the fun thing about Money in the Bank. Unlike the Royal Rumble, where you kind of have to commit and put on the Mania, most of the time, when it comes to Money in the Bank, you can't have them cash it in and fail. Problem was, past year, they failed twice. Baron Corbin was an absolute disaster, and there's no way they could give him the belt, and they knew it. So, because of that, you can't have two failures in the same year. You had to give it. Carmella held on to it a lot longer than I think she was supposed to because of Baron Corbin's failure, and then they had her cash in and win it. If this is temporary, by evolution, neither of them are going to have the titles. I'm pretty sure of that. Thoughts on Becky Lynch? I think Becky Lynch is fantastic. Now, do I agree with all these plans? Let's get this straight. No, I don't agree with all these plans. When's wrestling? So do I agree with all these plans? No, I don't agree with all these plans. Dave, do you think Awesome Kong is going back? I would love it if she did, but no, I think they're still butthurt over it. I think they're still angry about it. But I would love it if Awesome Kong went over, and I would love it if she came over as Awesome Kong. I know that's not likely, but not Karma, but as Awesome Kong. That would be amazing. Still angry that they sacrificed Asuka for Carmella. I don't think they sacrificed Asuka for Carmella. They sacrificed her for Charlotte. I think that's a little more accurate. I think that's a little more accurate. I would not blame Corbin's failure on Baron Corbin himself. I would. The guy doesn't have a good moveset. He gets gassed pretty easily. He's terrible on the microphone. He doesn't have any skill sets. He's not good. He's just a bad wrestler. I understand why they liked him or pushed him. I wouldn't have, and I know he's fired now, and not everybody's favorite, but I think whatever push you gave to Corbin, if you gave it to Big Cass instead, we'd be better off. I'm not trying to say Big Cass is great. I'm just saying I think Baron Corbin is a crappier version of Big Cass, because anything that Baron Corbin can do, Big Cass can do better. Somehow. Alexa Bliss is a good heel champ. Carmella is a bad heel champion. There is nothing to hate about Carmella just being Carmella. Nothing to hate about Carmella. Your thoughts on? I really like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Peyton Royce, I really thought she was going to take it, but if they didn't do the whole tag team thing with the two of them, I really wanted Peyton Royce to win the title after Asuka. After Asuka had to relinquish it in NXT for an injury, I wanted Peyton Royce to win it, and then Ember had to chase her for it. That's what I wanted to see happen. Everything about Awesome Kong from beginning to end, I think, is a perfect gimmick. Perfectly handled, perfectly booked until towards the end. That part that doesn't count, but so much better. Constable Cass works better than Constable Corbin. I don't know if they got boring chants on SmackDown. I thought their promo wasn't bad. Yeah, no, I'm a big Peyton Royce fan, specifically out of the two of them. Carmella can't win a physical fight. I just don't believe that. Oh, and I don't either. And for some reason, she's taking it to Asuka sometimes, and she's actually putting up a physical fight against Charlotte for whatever stupid reason. I don't understand the booking. I don't get it. Carmella is an absolute disaster. I'm explaining why they're doing it, and I'm just saying, I love Carmella, but she can't wrestle, and people are sick of Alexa. Yeah, so I'm not agreeing with the booking. I want to make that clear of Alexa and Carmella. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that these are reasons why I think WWE is doing it, and it's not because they're pretty. Okay, when people just say they're only doing it because they're pretty, I disagree. I think they have reasons for why they're doing it. You still might not agree with the results. I don't. I don't either, but it's just that's why I think they're doing it, and it's not because of their looks. I don't know if a hierarchy in women's wrestling feels like they're all interchangeable. Yeah. That's the problem is they don't have their own show. They don't have enough time. I think Mickie James should have won the title, and Ronda should have the title of her evolution rather than Alexa Bliss having it for an age. Alexa Bliss definitely deserved it for a long period of time. But there's so many things I would change about the women's. And my other thing is, I know some people say Charlotte's pretty. I don't think Charlotte's pretty at all. I think she's unattractive, personally. So she was pushed pretty hard, and I don't think she's remotely attractive. That's just me. But so people talk about, they like pretty. I'm like, I don't see it in Charlotte at all. Like she looks too much like her dad for me. Thoughts on Punk and Colt court case? That's very sad to hear that things went the way they did with Colt. And for those of you who don't know, Colt Cabana is now suing CM Punk, which is very unfortunate. Come on, give Baron Corbin a chance. He's trying. I don't think he's trying. I don't. Can Liv with Alexa, but the booking is whack. The booking is absolutely. Charlotte is. Yeah, that's my thing. I don't think she's pretty, but I know some people say she's attractive, and if you do, that's cool. But yeah, no, not my thing, not at all. But you like Tessa Blanchard? I like her as a wrestler. Attractive one, she's all right. What is called, and it's so because of it's a long story, but Colt Cabana suing him because apparently Punk allegedly said that he was going to. There's a lot of factors to it. I'm just going to name one real quick. So, Punk said he was going to cover the legal cases of the lawsuit that they just won with Crystal Man, and apparently now Punk is asking for him to pay half of it, and Colt is, is being charged with a lot of money that is being expected to pay that he was told by Punk allegedly was going to pay for it. So now he's suing him for that money that allegedly Punk was supposed to pay. Tessa looks a lot like her dad. Yeah, well, no, I mean, I see it. Don't get me wrong. That's why I said, when I talk about liking Tessa Blanchard, I like her as a wrestler. That's my thing. Not to make it awkward, though, but I think Tully was also a better looking dude than Rick. Justin, here's the thing. I like that she's tall, but I'm not a fan of the implants. No, thank you, Tessa, but she is not. WWE's perpetually going downhill ever since like 20 years ago. Becky, Mickey, or Banks? Marrying Becky for sure. And I gotta say, Mickey, bye-bye. That's not a bad thing. Tully was a good look. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's just, that's so someone gets what I'm saying. The face of this is for her father. I'm afraid they will screw up Evolution like the Williams Royal Rumble, probably. Why do we like CM Punk? I like him because he feels about wrestling, I think, in a lot of ways, or at least he used to, the way I did. The pipe bomb was the most genius thing I ever heard, because I agree with so many things. I always have. It was him saying something that I've always wanted to say, or had said on a loud platform. Hey, Dave, and I know wrestling. It's cool, Terrell. You could be Dave too. Okay, I love the new women's wrestler. Yeah, I like Ember Moon a lot, but she's Nova on NXT. Okay, her first name not sure right though. But I like Ember Moon a lot. Opinion on Minoru Suzuki? He's fine. WWE became part-timers. Promotion. Yeah, no, that's bad. WWE rating talent. Warhawk Rambo, what's up? Now, see, I've heard people say that about Punk. WWE's... who's your favorite Ring of Honor booker? Cornette? Honest Paul Heyman promo on Vince's back. Yes! Caltech Star? Caltech Star. Nobody talks about that, but yeah, Heyman had a great promo, like a pipe bomb, if you will, talking about how Vince flaunted his affairs in front of his children and everything like that. Oh no, it was a genius. Whoa. That was a great promo. I ain't gonna lie. And no one talks about that, and everyone should. Shayna Baszler is really good. Yes. Andy JTR, and I understand. I'm a Cornette guy. I know a lot of people don't feel that, and I get it, but I'm a Cornette guy for what it's worth. So here's my thing. I mean, people don't like Cornette, but, they say he's petty and he has personal gripes. He pushed Kevin Owens to the main event when he didn't like Kevin Owens. That's, pretty solid. And he uses time-tested methods, which I enjoy myself. I understand that I'm getting older, and maybe that's what it is, but hey. Wait, the guy who would give away his firstborn... That's ridiculous, because my firstborn child will be with Alexa Bliss, so, she won't let me do that, so that doesn't make any sense. And no, I don't, and I understand she has them, but I've said it time and time again, I'm a big fan of Alexa's face. I think she has a very pretty face, and while her body isn't unattractive, it's very attractive, it's just not my ideal. She's a little too short, and I don't like implants, so I'm just saying. Stacy Keibler's prettiest of all time, says AA. Nice. I think Cornette should step out of the 80s. I think Cornette's perfectly fine the way it is. I get that modern fans don't like it, but yeah, that's just if you had to make a promotion, you only had 3 people in creative, and Cornette's an option. it would behoove you to pick him, and you're wrong if you don't. If you don't pick him, you've missed a step. Should he be number one in charge? All right, maybe not. I mean, I have no problem with that, but if you want to say that he shouldn't be the top guy, okay. Dave compared WCW. Jim heard the current WWE probably doesn't look that bad. No, it still looks bad, because you know why? They have done stupid things, but wanting to turn Ric Flair into Spartacus, I'm not so sure they've gone on that level, although maybe they have. It depends on what we're talking about. I'll take Alexa. Yeah, I think Alexa has like one of the most beautiful, and not just for wrestling. I mean, ever. Like Alexa Bliss has one of the prettiest all-time faces I've ever seen on any girl. Like I probably wouldn't be able to talk to her in person. I would stutter like an idiot, even though I was able to talk to Letitia Klein with no problem. What do you? Like I said, the one thing that Shawn Michaels seems to be doing that I don't have a problem with is the fact that he's actually sticking to his own retirement. So if he can undo that, I'll be very happy. So at least I could get rid of that. Torrie Wilson's a great answer. You know, that Torrie Wilson's a great answer. I have no argument with Torrie Wilson whatsoever, other than, of course, the implants. Jim Cornette's work in TNA recently was awesome. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, and that's the thing. I do think this comes down to an age thing. I think it's a bit of a disconcern thing with anyone you listen to making your own judgment on something. Cornette says, and doing the same thing with anyone else you decide to listen to. I did not really understand that, Gabriel, but I did read it fast. Arthur, still working that. Dave, is your lifelong goal to get with Alexa? It's one of them. You know, like I said, I think she just has one of the prettiest all-time faces. Yeah, Toni Storm's very pretty too. Prettiest girl ever? I don't know. I won't be surprised if the main roster makes Johnny Gargano and Ciampa tag team, and then forget about the NXT issue. Yeah, that's in the realm of possibilities. I'm not gonna lie. Cornette Sullivan make the perfect wrestling booking. See, trio with Heyman in there for flavor. See, here's the thing. I'm not a Kevin Sullivan fan at all. Jarrett, it depends. I'm hit or miss. I prefer Jarrett when he's not wrestling because, you know, when he's booking and he's still in the ring, no. Sullivan, hey, what's up, Harry Flynn? I watch Infinity War and nice, Harry. You had a good day yesterday. So where you end up talking about hottest wrestlers ever. Yes, Andy, it does come up a lot. There's like two things that always come up on live stream. Somebody always brings up Shawn Michaels or Alexa Bliss. I don't bring it up. Keep that in mind. I'm just kind of responding here. Jared Cena. Yo, the one guy you love. What's up? Who would you book the ending of Finn AJ TLC match? I would ending. No, Terrell. I think that match was perfect just the way it is. Dave, do you think that Vince would have stayed with the territory system considering how much of a risk it was to expand away from? Do you think that Vince would have stayed with the territory system considering how? If what? Because clearly he didn't. But I don't understand the question. Favorite beer? Not much of a drinker. I don't really care for. I mean, I drank. But I don't really care enough. You know, if I am drinking, it's just to be social, or I specifically going out of my way to get inebriated. And if that's the case, I don't care, and I almost never do that. I couldn't even tell you last time I've been drunk. So, JJ makes stars wrestlers him when they come to TNA. Okay. I don't have any problems with bringing Alexa up. All right, just saying. What is your favorite WrestleMania entrance performance? I guess it's got to be one of the Undertakers. Don't smoke. Andy JT Aaron. So there's that. Most overrated match. It's right now, I got to say, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada. I know that's going to get some flack, but yeah, I think that is the most overrated match right now. Sullivan, my son. I meant Jeff Jarrett. I gotcha. I watched Lawler versus Flair in Memphis '82, even though most people said today's wrestling. It's not bad. I really, really don't get Jeff Jarrett hit. Okay, here's the thing. Hey, AJ Envoy. Overpass. Which one is... Okay, the 7-star one, because that's ridiculous. It wouldn't be a stream without... see, Mark Strike knows what it's like here. TC said Rusev on a tank was great. Yeah, that was pretty good. Harry Flynn. That's a good point. Strowman or Kevin Owens in SummerSlam. I'm going to have my episode on the SummerSlam predictions, but I think Kevin Owens. Alexa seems to be a one-trick pony, in my opinion. Every time I see her, she does the same thing with little change. Oh, yeah, I'll be the first one to admit that she's not good in the ring. Either Kota Ibushi or Takayama or Kobayashi. Okay. My favorite match is Cena versus... my favorite match of all time, it's hard to say. I really don't know. Wow, Arthur Pryor. You're like the biggest heat merchant. Wow. One move that you would unban for the WWE. Pile driver. No questions asked, the pile driver. Good question there. Jakivis, very good question. Yes, Warhawk Rambo, Sting, much greater than Shawn Michaels. Being a fan of Cornette leads you to thinking Omega. No, here's the thing. I think it's overrated because I think it's overrated. I like Kenny Omega. I like Okada a lot. I like both of those guys a lot. But it is not that good. I've been the first one mentioning it. I never took Dave Meltzer seriously. Only one Dave is a good grade. Well, thank you, Mega Gamer. That's the thing. Like, people have a hard time. I'm calling it now. Carmella is retaining at SummerSlam. Man, I hope not. In a heartbeat, yeah. A lot of people don't realize. If Alexa Bliss, would you look at it? Be honest. Of course I would, Double A. What kind of stupid question is that? Of course I would. I might not look at anything else for a week. Agree with Cornette on people on the business. No, see, here's the thing. I do think Cornette is a little harsh on Kenny Omega. He's been harsh on Kenny Omega, especially for the fact that he's going to criticize him for the 9-year-old girl match and the blow-up doll match. Again. He didn't book that. What do you want from him? He's trying to make a living. It's not easy. So what do you want? You're gonna do what your booker tells you. And that's the thing. If he was booking and you didn't do what he wanted you, he would be mad that you're not listening to the booker. So you can't win that one. So if your booker comes up to you with a silly match, what are you going to do about it? Cornette also really likes Goldberg. I'm not a Goldberg fan, so that's another thing. So, no, there are plenty of things I disagree with Cornette about. But, yeah, no, I think that match is overrated because it's overrated. 7 stars on a 5-star system is ridiculous, and I know some people are saying that it's really been 10 the whole time. Whatever. It's a 5-star match. And if you're telling me that match is better, I know Arthur's not a fan, but if you're telling me that 7-star match is better than Ricky versus Macho, or better yet, if you're telling me that's a better match than Ricky versus Flair, that's crazy. If you're telling me that's better than Austin versus Brett in WrestleMania 13, that's also crazy. But fans like different things. Oh, I love the Young Bucks. But fans like different things. I like chain. I like seeing moves chained together. I like seeing a sequence. That's something I really like. And Meltzer likes it a little bit. But he also likes people just randomly going to the outside and hitting each other with things and then coming back inside. I don't care for that. If a match stays in the ring the entire time, that's a plus for me. Was probably my favorite match all the time. And look, in terms of all-time storytelling, and I am Insanity, not trying to make anybody mad, but no, I don't think any of those matches, Okada versus Omega, is storytelling. But I've come to understand that I think people younger than a certain age, below a certain age, have a different definition of storytelling. I don't think it's storytelling when you hit somebody with your finisher, they kick out, they look stunned, but 10 seconds later, they get up like nothing happened, and they're fighting both on their feet, not staggering. They're just going at it like nothing ever happened. That is not storytelling to me. I'm sorry if you think it is. I don't agree with it. So, Dave, is the live stream staying on Friday? Tomorrow I actually had something to do, so I didn't move it. Like I said, still not sure where I'm going to do it. I love chain wrestling too, Dave. Thank you. Dave, do you have matches that have best chain wrestling? If you want something recent, Finn Balor versus Itami, their first one-on-one match. It was during WrestleMania weekend a couple of years back. That was a phenomenal chain wrestling. They chained hammerlocks back and forth over and over and over again. Jerry Lynn, Rob Van Dam, that's got great chain wrestling. Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle. Again, could go on and on. What move would you unban? As I said, the pile driver. It's not even a question. In fairness, I don't think it's storytelling when something from the 80s and nobody leaves their feet. But see, how is that not a story? A story can be told without people leaving their feet. So if you say nobody leaves their feet, there's not a story. That's illogical. But if I say moves don't affect anything and there's no lasting consequences, that is how storytelling works. That's moving things forward. So not leaving their feet, you can like it. I'm not saying you don't like it. I'm not saying it isn't good. People leaving their feet is great. It's cool. I like it. But it does not have anything to do with storytelling. It's a completely separate dynamic. Hello, Dave. What are your thoughts on World Sport? I'm trying to see it still. Dave, the WWE hates us and just love our money. Well, that's true. Honestly, Dave, you should make a list like the top 25 chain wrestling matches. I love it too, but it's not always easy to find. It isn't. What do you think about Tama Tonga choking a fan? I think it's great heat work. I think it's work. You could marry forever Alexa without you guys aging if you could have one. Well, I would do it, and I would be mostly focusing on Linda. Nikki. All right, well, no, Harry, that's your girl. Nikki Bella is yours, man. Top 5 favorite mass wrestlers. Good questions. Good question, but it's hard. I can't come out with 5. Come on, Andy. You know the way I am with like top 5 and top 10s. I want to shove like 50 people on the list, and I can't. IR Monkey tells me to calm down. Okay, Buddy Murphy ain't even good look. Yeah, I know. Seriously, what's up with that? Who was John Cena's best rival? That's a good question. In terms of actual match quality, in terms of the rivalry, it's hard. I mean, I guess you almost want to say Edge or Randy Orton just because they went at it so many times. But because they went at it so many times, I got burnt down on it. Dave, do you think Booker T should have beat Triple H? Absolutely. I want to see Jake the Snake Roberts abuse The Undertaker. Wow, that seems weird. What do you think about Eddie Edwards right now? He's fine. Say Rey Mysterio's better shown. Yes, I would. Absolutely. Not even a question. Stacy's my girl. All right. Word. Cena's hotter than Nikki. Arthur, you and the Justina thing, man. Do you think Lesnar should drop the belt at SummerSlam? I think he should have dropped it a long time ago. Now I don't even care. I really don't care about that title whatsoever. I hope whoever wins, Kevin Owens or Braun, cashes in and takes it off of either one of those idiots when they at the end of SummerSlam. Do you like the Blue Blazer and El Generico? I like El Generico. Blue Blazer is a gimmick. No. Owen Hart, good wrestler. So that's where I stand on that. John Cena's best rub is either Edge or Punk. You could throw Punk in that mix too. I like John Cena as a heel rapping. I do too. Go get your girl, Dave. I would love to. Nowadays, WWF is cheesy Nickelodeon sitcom. I won't go that far. But then again, I didn't watch a lot of Nickelodeon, so I was a little too old for their sitcoms, except for Hey Dude, which I liked a lot, and I still watch it even now. I don't care. I hated the title. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Let's see Sami Zayn bring back El Generico. Yeah, that'd be nice. Austin versus Hart or Hart versus Hennig. Oh, Brett versus Perfect. Better chain for sure. I'm going to go out and say SummerSlam. Man, that's a tough call. I mean, Mega Gamer, I'm torn on that, but yeah, I kind of feel you on that. Mr. Raw equals Nickelodeon. What's your opinion? The best world champ? Who is your opinion is the best world champion in WWE? Ever? I don't know. That's a really tough question. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe Kurt Angle? You didn't watch Boy Meets World? Oh no, I did, but that not a Nickelodeon show. That was on ABC. Perfect was so awesome. Yeah, it was. Suzuki versus Tanahashi, 2012, very underrated match. Okay, I like Hart versus Hart over Kurt. Really? I like Goldberg, but I'm a 90s kid. Dave, would you still do it if? No. Bruno Sammartino. Not a bad answer. I would recommend any match with Viano on it. Bruno's not a bad answer, but my thing is Bruno's mic work with his accent and everything doesn't hold up universally. I think Kurt Angle holds up universally. Like if he was around the 60s, I think Kurt Angle would just be the biggest babyface. Did you watch that 70s show? Yes, I did. Villano. I'm a MMA fan, so the Lesnar Comey has reignited his title for me. SmackDown equal Disney. What are you looking for? What is the best looking belt? Golden Eagle. opinion on Gargano Ciampa feud. I think it's great. I think it's going on a little long though. Like I kind of had enough. Like I think this title match was a necessary thing, but they shouldn't have had matches in between. Would you high five Chuck Norris? I suppose so. My dream match was Prime Eddie versus Prime Kurt Hennig. Wow, that would be good. I liked Undertaker when he was a zombie, even if it lasted less than a week. Which one of Santino's almost moments would you have been okay with if it actually happened? None. I understand Santino's reason they exist, but I didn't think he should ever get an accolade or title or of any kind. I met Bruno in 2013. Very nice and laid back guy. Cool. Insanity, Ciampa's heel. But yeah, Ciampa is the biggest heel in the company as far as I'm concerned. Possibly in all of wrestling. Overall, his feud is okay. In my opinion, they should have spaced out the matches a bit more. Yeah, I agree. And I feel that way about Kenny Omega and Okada, too. Once again, I'm not saying the match is bad. I just think it's overrated. Would you say Tony Blanchard and Arn Anderson are the most underrated tag team on the planet? It's not bad. The Brainbusters were a pretty solid tag team that no one talks about. But I don't know. Might be more. Goku versus Superman in a once-in-a-lifetime match. Well, they already went at it twice in Death Battle, so there you go. The matches with Shawn Michaels, no offense, Dave, and Punk showed Cena is actually pretty good in the ring. Well, here's the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Cena gets too much flack. I think people need to be a little bit... I think people need to ease off. But if you're going to point out that... if you're going to point out certain things, you have to start realizing, too, where the line is between the opponent and, you know, who their opponent is and how much they bring to the table. Like, can a guy only wrestle good when he goes against good wrestlers? Now, of course, you know my opinion on Shawn Michaels, so if you like that match, well, as far as I'm concerned, it must be Cena doing the work. But fine, aside from that, let's look at Cena for his other work. Let's look at the fact that Cena does call shots in the ring. Now, yeah, fine, that's because WWE makes him a little too loud and all that and lets him guide things. But Cena does take command, which I like in the ring, and that's an aspect that fans don't talk about. So while people give Cena flack, and I understand that it's WWE saying, hey, you guys better listen to Cena, I get that, but I do like his ability to take command and take charge in a match. So I think that's a good thing, which is a trait that doesn't get measured very well, but it is something that I think people overlook, which is something that Roman Reigns can't do. And I'm not saying that because, you know, Cena will put together a match that may be something you've seen before, but you're more interesting to see a match that's better off when John Cena's in taking charge and making the calls in if Roman Reigns is my point. Would you like to see Cena beat Flair's record? No, not even a little. Best looking belt to me is the Intercontinental title. That's a good answer too. That's my second choice. So that's a good answer too, Minardi. Are you talking about Cena's sixth move of doom? Ha! What would you think about Prime Ray versus Prince Puma? Oh, well, I'm a big Ricochet guy, so... what man... Oh, and thank you for all the thumbs up, by the way, guys. What man versus woman match/feud would you like to see in WWF? I don't think any, but if I have to pick something, Gargano versus Candice LeRae, even though that's very awkward now that they're married. But I just think they wrestle well together. Why is WWE not promoting Shelton Benjamin? Because they're the WWE and they're stupid. Benjamin was a great U.S. champ back in the days. His IC belt, his IC belt in the great match. Yeah, because WWE's stupid. I really like Shelton Benjamin a lot. I miss a Honky Tonk Man as IC champion. Interesting. He's cool. He's cocky. He's bad. I thought the Big Eagle looked better when it was blue. That's surprising. Kurt Angle in the 60s would have been done. Old boy, his name would have been forgotten. Whoa. Saying goodbye to Terry, marrying Stacy, doing Terry. Wait. Maybe Flop, Sable, and Terry. I don't know. But I'm marrying Stacy Keibler, that's for sure. Do you feel like your channel is underrated with... Yes, of course, I feel it's underrated. Other people have to feel that way. That's kind of important. All right, Nathan Norman, take it easy. And you know what, guys? Thank you for all the thumbs up. Seriously, thank you for the support. It really does help. Am I the only one to see WWE keep Punk title reign intact? No, I'm big fan of Punk. What is your favorite IC champion? It would have to be Bret Hart. Okay, guys, but I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, just keep an eye out. You can please subscribe to my comic book channel. Let's help that channel grow, too, while we're at it. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Hey, Matty Action, I'm just getting out of here, but Nice to see you. So I'm just kidding. Please support the comic book channel, and on top of that, thank you for everything. If you want, follow me at Twitter, Dave Lee Wrestle. And that way you can find out what's the story with the live stream, when is it going on, because as I said, I might be switching to days when I do this, or the time when I do it. I might shuffle it around. So let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at Dave Lee Wrestle. That way you can find out when am I doing it, because I'll let you know there. And also follow the comic book channel. Thank you so much. And as always, seriously, thank you everybody. Dave. No.